This video is sponsored by Sunsama. So we've just entered 2022, which means that most people will be setting ambitious goals that they probably won't be sticking to. Like that uncle of yours who says he's gonna go to the gym more frequently, but he just ends up at the vending machine. It's okay, we all do it. So here's why I think you should completely throw away your 2022 goals and replace it with something else instead. Welcome back to another episode of Life Lemons, a series of discussions based off my weekly newsletter, which you can read and subscribe to via my website. If you're new here, my name's Faisal, and I've been documenting my personal philosophy on what really matters in life through words and film. There's so much left to cover, so I hope you choose to subscribe and stick around. So my whole opinion on goals and milestones kind of changed when I read the book Atomic Habits. It made me realize that there are much better ways to achieve bigger and better results at whatever we put our mind to, and that is to set in place systems instead of goals. If you think about it, a goal is sort of like a checkpoint in the distance. Even if you set one, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to come easy. The hard part of actually getting there is something that you still haven't figured out. A goal is just the destination. The system of action is the thing in between that will actually help you to get there. I don't think the idea of goals is the best because they don't appreciate or reward you for almost achieving them. You either meet the goal or you don't, right? It's binary, it's 1 or 0. But a system of processes that help you take action will always push you forward. Sometimes you have good days, sometimes you have slow ones, but a good system will keep you moving in the right direction nonetheless. And with goals, once you meet them, you just end up setting another. A common example is that specific figure that we want to earn financially. It's never enough, so we keep setting that goal further and further as we achieve it. And the other issue is that once you finally reach a goal, you might not have the energy to re-motivate yourself to reach the next goal again. And so many people, they just reach their goal and they just stop completely afterwards. They didn't build up a stamina for the long game. They just, quickly sprinted towards the goal and now they're burnt out. And they didn't really think about what they were going to do next. And so I always remind myself that winners and losers have the same goals. What differs is that winners actually create a system to help them progress, to help them reach those goals or milestones. Now let me show you the systems I've put in place to help me achieve what I want this year. The main tools I use to help me get things done are my to-do list and my calendar, both of which I've now integrated with one overarching productivity system, Sunsama. What I like about Sunsama is that you can use the app's own tools or integrate other popular tools like Google Calendar, Todoist, Gmail, all within this super clean interface. Now everyone has a different organizational workflow and mine is constantly evolving too, but here's what my current setup looks like. So I use Google Calendar as my main calendar and Todoist for my main to-do app, but I get them to work together with this overarching productivity system, Sunsama. I have two windows up here, one is for the calendar and one is for tasks, and I can easily switch between them like this. Anytime I think of something I need to do, I usually just dump it onto my to-do list, but without further action, I don't know if or when it will get done. So every day, using Sunsama's calendar view, I can simply slot them onto the calendar, and now I can visually see how I'm going to get them done. And this syncs directly to my Google Calendar, which is perfect. I've noticed that anytime I take a few minutes out of my day to do this, my day or week becomes a whole lot more productive. Because naturally, being the idiot that I am, I often wake up and try to come up with a routine on the fly, and it almost always doesn't go to plan. So with this system, thanks to Sunsama, I objectively get more things done. Also, a side note, they actually prompt you to take breaks and reflect on what you've achieved. And they've just got this really healthy philosophy towards getting things done that I've not really seen in an app before. So definitely check it out and have a play around. And you can now sign up to a 14-day free trial using my unique link, which will be on the screen and also in the description below. Now, one of my favorite reasons to choose systems over goals is to continue playing the game as opposed to trying to complete it. And this is a big philosophy that I'm taking with me into 2022. Everything we set goals for, including our work, can be seen as a game. And the idea is, if we want to set new records in the game or continue to improve upon them, then we have to fall in love with playing the game. Or at the very least, make the game more tolerable. And I'll give you a few examples, right? Let's start with something that you might want to do but sometimes feels like work. Now, for example, I write a newsletter every single week. I also make YouTube videos regularly, both of which I really enjoy doing, but some parts of them often feel like chores. So instead of simply saying, I'm going to post once a week or I'm going to upload once a week, I had to develop a process that would actually help me to do it. I had to view the process of writing, editing, and recording as a game, one that I wanted to continue playing. If you can find enjoyment in playing the game, the score sets itself. You're going to set new records and you're going to continue to improve upon them because you're enjoying the process as opposed to chasing a result. But if I just thought about trying to hit 1,000 or 10,000 subscribers all the time, I'd probably be really frustrated until I reached that point. I'd probably not necessarily enjoy what I was doing up until I got to that point. And let's say, for example, I hit that milestone. The next thing I want to do is I'm just going to set another one. And that becomes a bit of a problem because now I have to re-motivate myself to do this thing that I haven't learned to enjoy. So I spent a lot of time creating an enjoyable system, to create an enjoyable process to allow me to continue enjoying the game. The second example is to do with work. For many of us, we have a source of income through work which we don't necessarily enjoy, but we learn to tolerate it. We don't love it, we don't hate it. Well, most of us hate it actually. So to help us tolerate the work a bit more, we could create a system around the work. For example, we could use a tool like Sansama to help make those tasks a little bit easier and quicker to get out of the way so that we can focus on the things we really want to do. Or we could use little psychological hacks to treat ourselves after a long stint of hard, tiring work. And so even with things that we don't necessarily want to do, like going to the gym or eating healthy, we can create systems to make the process a little bit more easier, more enjoyable. I think it's a whole lot more actionable than setting these goals that aren't going to meet themselves. So I hope I've made a good case for why you should create systems going into this new year. Set out which habits you're going to be working on, which tools you're going to be using, and what processes are going to help you get there. And let me know what you think. Is there something I've missed or another way of looking at things that you might want to share with me? Let me know in the comments below. Check out the newsletter that inspired this video, and I will see you next time.